Hi, this is Chris. Every season I like to style my mantle for the season, and the last few years I've been using a painting that I made several years ago of the eastern seaboard coast, someplace I've never been, so I used a reference photo for that painting. I like my mantle in the summertime to give the impression of being near the sea where it's cooler. I live in the high desert of northern Nevada, and I don't get to the ocean very often, and it's nice to sit down and look at the painting and the seashells and the seabirds and just sort of pretend like I'm near the ocean where it's a little bit cooler. However, I'm not real happy with these seabirds that I purchased at Hobby Lobby a few years ago, and so I thought I would paint them to be a little more realistic. So I got out my bird book and I turned right to it. And so I think I'll do this whooping crane for one. He's white with brown legs, and then he has some markings on his head. So I'll do him, and then I'll pick out another bird for this one here. Put him here so he can watch. So first I'm just going to do a little sanding. This has a glossy surface on it right here. In fact, it looks like something's been applied to it, like some paper or something. Some glossy paper. But I'm not going to try to get that off. I'm just going to rough up the surface and sand it, and then I will cover this with gesso, and when that's dry, then I can paint. My gesso is kind of old. It's Liquitex Basics acrylic gesso, but it sounds liquid enough that it should work. And I'm just going to give them a coat, and this will help even out the surface for when I paint that with acrylic paint. Okay, I've given these 2 coats of gesso, and then I just sanded down some of the high spots. I'm not trying to make it perfectly smooth or anything. And then I will start with my colors. And this one, the whooping crane, is a beautiful white, and I'll be using blue for shadows of the feathers. And then his beak looks like it's a charcoal color with moving into a gold color. And then he's got a dark charcoal color around his face. And it looks like he has a rust red cap and yellow eyes. So I have pulled out some acrylic paints, but I'll start with the white and give him a good coat of that. Cleaned out my water dish. By the way, these are collapsible water dishes by Faber-Castell, and I really like them, so I bought myself another one. This one I use for acrylics, And then I bought myself one in green to use for watercolor. And I'll have a link in the description if you're interested in this kind of water container. They're great for if you're traveling, going on a trip, and you want to take your paints and a good sized water dish with you, because it doesn't take up very much room. I love this lime green color. You just pop it out like that, and you've got a nice water cup. And then it's easy to collapse like that. So that's one is going in with my watercolor supplies. So I'll get some fresh water. And I'll continue painting this whooping crane. That's my whooping crane for now. And I just indicated where his feathers are and the shading, and I think that's an improvement over what I originally purchased. I really like that. I think that will be pretty on my mantle. So now we have his little friend here, and I'm going to pick out another shorebird from this book and paint him a little bit differently because he's a different bird. He has a shorter neck, he has a shorter beak, he has a different posture. So I'm going to find something else and I'll paint him, and then we'll come back and we'll see how they look. I finished painting the whooping crane. I think he looks pretty stylish there. And I've given it a coat of clear matte finish. This Krylon, I've had this for years. I'm sure the label looks different now. So that's how he looks. And then for his little buddy, I went over a few pages and I chose the black-billed plover. And so here is the little one that I did as a black-billed plover. Also, I gave him a coat of the clear matte finish by Krylon. And so next I'll show you how they look on my mantle. And I'll compare them before and after. Here are the before and after. Do you like the before or do you like the after? I like to decorate my mantle and my house with things that I have found and picked up through the years, things that I've made or things that I've inherited. This is my grandmother's old Argus, the sunglasses I found at a flea market. And here are the birds with some seashells that I have found or purchased. Thanks for watching and have a great day crafting. Bye-bye.